WEEU Reading. Hello, I'm Jingle Schnuts, the WEEU Holiday Festival of Sound Elf. Next up, we have a tremendous radio production by the players of Genesius Theater. They're going to do their rendition of a Belsnickel Christmas carol. Ho, 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 humbug! God bless us, everyone! Enjoy!
Jingle bells swing.
We want to open our present now, Mom, please. I just want to
Hold on now once. Well, I can't believe my own ears. Why, when I was a boy and the greediness overtook me, why, the only thing I got was coal in my stocking and a visit from the Belsnickel.
The what?
Now, Grandpa, don't start up with that nonsense again. There's no such thing as a Belsnickel, kids.
There is too. My behind got plenty of cracks from the switch of that scary old demon.
It's a Pennsylvania Dutch wives' tale.
Next thing you're going to be telling them that there ain't no Santa Claus.
There's no Santa?
Go ahead, Daddy. Break your little boy's heart.
Well, you see, there's not really a...
Not really a what?
Spit it out now.
Okay, you win. There's a Belsnickel.
Tell us about the Belsnickel, Great-Grandpa.
Okay. Well, now, how does that story go? Well, you see, he was born in the midst of an ancient time. Where he came from, nobody's quite sure. But he'd arrive every Christmas to see each boy and girl and find out who's been wicked or pure. Now, this was no jolly St. Nick as you know him to be, but a menacing creature indeed. He'd strike fear in the hearts of the ones who were bad, and the greedy were left weak-kneed. He was dressed in dark fur from his head to his foot, and he carried a bundle of sticks, used to rattle the windows and doors before he entered, then later to give children their licks. The good boys and girls received apples or nuts, and they surely had nothing to fear. Oh, but the bad ones would quake in their wee little beds, knowing Belsnickel soon would be here.
Stop! You're scaring the kid.
Yun's adults should be scared too.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
When I was a little boy, I knew of a man who had a run-in with a Belsnickel. He was a miserly city slicker who lived all the way down in Reading Town.
What was his name?
Ebenezer Scrooge. And he was the meanest, most avaricious old man you'd ever hate to meet.
What does avaricious mean?
Well, let's just say he loved money way too much.
The way I love candy canes too much?
Kind of like that.
Tell us more, Great-Grandpa.
Come on, tell us.
It was a bitterly cold Christmas Eve way back in 1934 in the Pennsylvania Dutch community of Berks County during the Great Depression. Oh, everyone was poorer than church mice. But when Christmas came along, there was always a childlike glint in their eyes and that trusted glow of hope that swelled in their rosy cheeks. Everyone except for Ebenezer Scrooge, of course. You see, back in the 1920s, Scrooge didn't believe in putting his money in the stock market, and he kept it all stashed in his mattress. And when the big crash of '29 hit, he lost nothing, and he proceeded to buy everything. He owned everyone, and everyone owed him. But no matter what he did to them, he couldn't stop those poor apple sellers, garlic eaters, and Dutchmen from seeing the goodness of life during the holiday season in those most desperate times.
Carthy, Tim, come on now. Ewan's going with your pop to the big city of Reading Town.
Coming, Mama.
Carthy, go once and fetch them down before I have a conniption fit.
Yes, Mama.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Kathy, Go throw Papa's hat down the stairs to him.
Yes, Papa.
It's about time Ewan's got down here.
We were just singing, Mama.
Now get Tim to the vestibule and both get your leggings on.
Martha, it's Christmas Eve.
Ah, not dear boss. You know how old Scrooge can be awful gristly.
Hey, he's a pretty good man yet, ain't not? Pays me $5 a day if I eat myself and $3 if he eats me.
He should feed you and pay you good, too. You wouldn't be working for him if we weren't in debt up to our eyeballs.
He could have foreclosed on our farm, but somewhere in his heart he found the kindness to give me a chop to pay him back.
He has no heart, else he'd help us with Tim's doctor bills. I'm afraid if Tim don't get that next operation for the polio, he just might...
Right, what, Mama?
Tim! Well, you see... Mama was just saying...
That you might have to use your crutch a little while longer.
Not every kid gets to have a crutch to play with.
You like your crutch?
Yes, I pretend it's lots of things. Like a king's scepter, or cowboy rifle, or even a trombone.
That's the spirit, Tim. Ain't it, Mom?
Out of the mouths of babes.
And the Cratchits are going to have the grandest Christmas ever.
Really, Papa?
We might be in a depression, and Santa might be down on his luck, too, but I'm sure he'll make his rounds to every good boy and girl.
Was I good, Mama?
Yes, Tim. Very good. Mwah!
And me too?
And you too.
I don't want to break up this lovely scene, but I'm going to be late for work.
Kathy, take care of your brother, and Tim, hold your sister's hand.
You're such a very vort, Martha. But, well, eekly bedeek.
I love you too.
We'll be home after dark to celebrate.
Hot soup, get your hot soup. Red hot, get your red hot. Red hot. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug! Get out of my way.
Juicy apple, sir? Perfect stocking stuffer.
Why would I fill my stockings with apples?
For the little ones at Christmas, sir.
Little ones, Christmas. Bah! Humbug!
Top of the morning to you, Mr. Scrooge. Got your Christmas shopping list with you?
Yes, Mary Muldoon. Only my debtors will be giving me the presents.
After paying you last week, it left me with nothing for Christmas.
You don't need to be making merry at Christmas. You need to pay your bills.
The Irish don't need much, that's for sure. As long as we have each other. Merry Christmas. And may you burn in hell.
What was that?
You're hearing things, Mr. Scrooge. I'd get that checked if I were you.
A penny for me baby, sir?
Maybe if you hadn't gotten pregnant, you wouldn't be begging to feed it.
My husband and I are just down on our luck is all.
Here's a novel thought. Get a job.
There are no jobs.
If you both spent your time looking instead of begging, you might be able to find one. Good day. I've had a change of heart. Here's 3 pennies. Oh, oops. I'm sorry. Why, they seem to have fallen down the sewer grate. Let's see how hard you're willing to work for it now.
Thank you.
Groveling for a few pennies, and you still go about with murray upon your lips. Look at all of you. Y'all have nothing. What reasons do you have to be happy? Dosefus, you don't want to lose your farm. You'll get yourself down here to my office today. What the hell does Christmas have to do with it? Goodbye. Speaking of ignorant farmers, nice of you to join me, Cratchit. What were you doing, having tea with Reading's socialist mayor?
I'm sorry, sir. I brought my 2 children into town so they could enjoy a day in the big city of Reading Town and buy a small gift for their mom at Dives, Pomeroy, and Stewart.
Is that so?
Well, anyhow, they're going to catch an all-day triple feature. I dropped them off at that fancy Embassy Theater, the one with the newfangled atmospheric ceiling. Oh, you just gotta see it to believe it.
All-day movies, Christmas gifts. You sound as if you're as rich as Sidney Klein of American Bank and Trust.
Well, I can dream, can't I?
Well, I have half a mind to dock your wages.
Ach, du lieber, but it's Christmas.
Yes, Christmas. Bah, humbug. The 25th of December is no different than any other day.
But it's the day Jesus was born.
If you're not careful, Cratchit, you'll be joining the others on those bread lines.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
It's my dear nephew, Harry. What do you want?
Don't be cross, Uncle. It's Christmas.
What else can I be? When I live in such a world of fools as this, what's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without any money, a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer? If I could work my will, every idiot that goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Cratchit, isn't his bark much worse than his bite?
I plead the fifth on that one, Harry.
I wanted to ask if you would have Christmas dinner at my new home in Wyoming.
Save your breath.
Everyone will be there. The Toons, the Jansens, the
They're
Oberland.
customers of mine. I know better than to mix business with pleasure.
All you know is business.
And all you know is pleasure. My fool of a sister Jen saw to that before she died by leaving you a hearty portion of the money I gave her.
That money, thank you. It saved me from going to the poorhouse.
No, it allowed you to never appreciate the meaning of an honest day's work.
I invested wisely and pulled out just before the crash. I have you to thank for that.
You owe me no thanks. I was just looking out after my own interests.
It's time I start paying you back. Come on, join my wife.
And that too.
What now?
Why the hell did you get married?
I fell in love with Helen.
Cupid shot his arrow right through your lovesick heart, did he? Should have shot you in the head. The most happy marriage is the joining of a deaf man to a blind woman.
Uncle, where are you going? Are you closing up early for Christmas Eve?
Bah, humbug. I'm owed money. We have rounds to make.
It's Christmas Eve. Most businesses are closing up.
I second that.
You really do want to join the ranks of the unemployed, huh?
Can't you wait until after Christmas?
My debtors had no trouble asking me for money. They should have no problem paying it back.
Do as you wish, Uncle. You always do. But don't forget, 1 p.m. sharp on Christmas Day. You're always welcome, like Christmas itself.
You won't be seeing me tomorrow.
Suit yourself. Merry Christmas, Uncle Ebenezer. And to you too, Bob.
And to you and your lovely wife.
And to Martha as well.
Here, Harry, it's just a shoe-fly pie, but the missus baked it herself.
But I didn't get you any.
Don't give it another thought.
They say it is better to give than to receive. Thanks, and Merry Christmas.
Why don't you two just hug while you're about it?
If you insist, Uncle.
Stop! Oh, bah, humbug! Cratchit and Harry, that was a contemptible display if I ever saw one.
Why, thank you, sir.
It wasn't a compliment.
You know what they say. Ignorance is bliss.
Then you must be very blissful.
Oh, I am indeed.
Harry, you've got to be going now. We must track down the reprobates who think they can hide from me when it's time to pay.
But, sir, it's the Depression.
Excuses. The starving classes will always find someone else to blame for their empty stomachs. Keep Christmas in your own way. I'll keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it. There are many things from which I might have derived good, but I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time when it comes around as a good time. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely, and to think of the people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Harry, shut up.
I must be going too.
Best news I heard all day.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Ah, humbug.
And Uncle,
Now what?
Happy New Year.
Get out. Come along, Cratchit. We've got to get going. I don't want to lose one thin dime. Bundle up. It's cold out there.
Not any worse than it is in here.
What was that?
Nothing, sir. Like I said, ignorance is bliss.
Sir? Sir? Could we have a word?
I'm sorry, I'm most busy today. Get out of my way.
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Jacob Harley?
Mr. Harley has been dead these 7 years. He died this very night. Who are you?
Well, I'm Sammy Boscov, and this is my associate Lambert Sternberg.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
What do you want?
Would you like to make a donation for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at this time?
Is the Berks County Prison still open?
Certainly, sir.
And what about the sweatshops with their adequate housing?
Yes, although I wish I could say they are not.
I'm very glad to hear it.
What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I support the sweatshops, the prison and the poorhouses.
Many can't find a job, and many more would rather die than work for those shysters or live in their slums.
Oh. Well, if they'd rather die, they'd better get on with it and decrease the surplus population. Good day, sirs. Please step aside, for I strike you with my cane.
Good day.
Look at all these miserable people, Cratchit. Idiots. Spending their last pennies on treats for the children when they should be paying their debts. To me.
Papa.
Who's yelling at us?
It's my kids.
Oh, for the love of...
Why aren't you at the movie theater?
Did you forget about us?
I said I'd pick you up at Dunavetta. My watch stopped again.
It's almost 6 o'clock, Papa.
Sorry. Daddy had to work later
And you
than...
have to work even later. I left my Tertia House file back at the office.
But I have to get going.
Cratchit?
Right away, sir. Can you stay with the kids?
Me? Well, I suppose so. Aren't you going to introduce me, Cratchit?
Ah, what a dumb cup. Mr. Scrooge, this is Tim and Kathy Cratchit. I'll be right back, kids.
Don't go.
Please.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Scrooge.
Well, kiddies. It's not nice to meet you. You've distracted your father from his work, and now he wants to go home. I'm sorry. Don't be scared. Here, I have something for you.
A present?
Tim,
Well, yes, kind of.
you have something for us?
I can hardly wait. What are you going to give us, Mr. Scrooge?
I'm going to give you a piece of...
Candy?
No,
Cake?
no.
Then what?
I'm going to give you a piece of...
Yes.
advice.
Advice?
It's the best present ever. Have you ever heard of the Belsnickel?
Yeah. What's a Belsnickel?
Well, he comes up like a fiend from the bowels of the earth and has only one purpose in mind, to shatter the night before Christmas by punishing every child he can find. No, this is no jolly St. Nick as you hope he will be, but a dastardly creature indeed. He will give you a thrashing for family and friends, caring not how you desperately plead. The good boys and girls think they'll likely escape. Oh, but he makes no distinction between good or bad. If he likes, he will snatch them away, never again to be seen. Now, wasn't that a delicious present?
No.
Pleasant dreams, kiddies. I was wrong. It was great to meet you.
I'm back, kids.
Papa! Can we go, Father?
Can we go?
Shh, soon. Here's the file, sir.
I assume you'll want to quit for the day.
Well, sir, I still have some errands to run.
Let me guess. The Christmas feast.
It's not nearly a feast, sir.
Get out of here, then. You're just in my way.
Thank you, sir. Just one more thing. Could you see yourself clear to...
Paying you?
Yes, sir.
If you concerned yourself more with your responsibilities and less about the money you think you deserve, someday, somebody might give you a raise.
You'd give me a raise.
Not me, Cratchit. Now, here's your weekly sum. No, wait, just a minute. Minus $1 for being late today.
Thank you, Mr. Screwchuck. Come on, kids. Oh, I'm so forgetfully.
I haven't forgotten. I suppose you'll be wanting Christmas Day off, too.
If that would be all right, sir.
No, it would not be all right. I gave you one Christmas Day off. Now you want them all. I expect you in all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. Thank you.
Oh, Cratchit, do you have another one of those shoe-fly pies?
Sorry, sir. But I do have a quart of Mrs. Cratchit's famous chicken corn noodle soup. I never got to eat my lunch.
I'll take it. It'll be my supper. Thank you. Good night.
He's mean, Papa. How can you work for him?
When you're an adult, sometimes you have to do things you just don't enjoy doing.
Was that true, Papa? Will the Belsnickel visit us tonight?
No. Mr. Scrooge was just trying to look in you.
I'm not frightened.
Me neither.
I just think he's evil.
I just think he's sad and lonely.
Tim's right. We mustn't judge others when we don't know all the reasons why they are what they are. Sometimes bad things can happen to the best of people.
That still doesn't make it okay for him to be so mean.
Diversity affects people in different ways.
But he has so much money. Why isn't he happy?
Money can't buy happiness. He's just jealous of what we share. Now come on, kids. Now your mother has a nice Christmas Eve planned for us. The sky is clear, the stars are bright, and Santa won't miss Leesport on this magical night.
Papa, will Santa visit Mr. Scrooge tonight?
I'm not sure, but I hope something good comes to him. Come on, kids.
Grandpa, that Scrooge dude was pretty messed up.
He certainly was, my young lad.
He was so rude.
He was very rude. But, as Cratchit said, adversity affects people in different ways.
I hope he gets what's coming to him.
He does. He really does, kids. And more.
What happens next, Grandpa?
Scrooge decided it was time to go home to his big, old, lonely mansion in Center Park and eat his chicken corn noodle soup before he hits the hay. But as he approached his door, he could have never guessed what was about to happen to him.
What was that? I must be seeing things. I just saw my partner, Jacob Harley's image appear in my door knocker. Bah, humbug. I'm just exhausted from a long day. Scrooge! There it is again. Harley, is that you? My imagination's playing some tricks on me. I don't know who's there, but you better get out. I have a revolver on me. I'll shoot. Maybe it's that neighbor's boy. He's always up to some shenanigans. That's my bedroom at last. What's this? The light won't turn on. I paid the damn electric bill. The wind must have knocked out the power to the pole. Oh, the street light's still on. Nah, no bother. That's why they invented candles. The lights came on. See? It's nothing. Just the whimsies of an old and lonely man. I'm just going to lie down for a few minutes.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Harley, is that you? You sound like my dead partner, Jacob Harley.
Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. Scrooge, is that you?
Spirit? You know my name? Why do you haunt me?
Haunt you? In life, I was your partner, Jacob Harley.
And in death?
I have been doomed to remain in the shallow soul of my former self.
I've had a long day. On nothing more than a bit of undigested beef or a bad potato.
It's me, Ebenezer.
Harley, what do you want from me? Why are you wrapped in ticker tape and fettered with those huge chains?
I have been damned to an afterlife of figuring out what I could have had, but never had, because I was filled with greed.
But we were in business to make money.
Not at the expense of our fellow man.
You taught me well. Get them before they get you.
You were a quick study, weren't you? Took me for all I was worth.
No.
You knew the stock market was going to explode, and you didn't warn me.
Well, yes, I took your money, and I did invest it in bad stocks. But you were going to cut me out of that big deal with American Bank. So, I bought your assets for pennies on the dollar. I looked forward to watching you rot away.
But I didn't rot. I jumped out of that Reading Hospital window to a most certain death. I got the last laugh.
For pity's sake, leave me be.
It's for pity's sake that I'm here. This very night, you will be visited by 3 spirits. The first will appear when the clock strikes 1, the second at 2, and the third at 3.
Harley. Harley, don't leave me. Jacob, please wait. Jacob, come back. He's gone. I need to get some sleep. What was that? Was that the first bell? Oh. Well, there doesn't seem to be any spirits. I was just confused.
You are not confused, Ebenezer. You're not having a dream or a nightmare either. I am here.
Who are you? Are you alive?
I, as they say, bought the farm in 1896. You and your partner Jacob Harley were already building your empires.
Why are you here?
I am the spirit of Christmas past.
The spirit of Christmas past? How did you come upon this unlikely position?
I've been sent here by your partner in financial crime, Jacob Harley, to take you back in time.
What good will that do?
The longest way must have its close. The gloomiest night will wear on to morning.
What the hell does that mean?
We need to take a look at where your contempt for mankind started. Now be a gentleman and take my arm.
Where are you taking me?
We're traveling back to your boyhood.
Will you look any, better than you do now?
You are an impudent, impertinent, audacious, and very brazen little boy. Now be quiet. We're here.
I'm not going.
You must. I'm not taking no for an answer. Now come along.
Let go of my ear. Stop that. No, stop. I won't. Please, stop that. You brought me to a factory?
Don't you remember? You used to apprentice here with your older sister Jen at the old bookbindery.
Oh, yes? Well, of course that's right. Mr. Thaddeus Catcher. Oh, but he was a nasty old coot and a mean drunk as well. I don't drink. But as soon as this nightmare is over, I may just start to imbibe.
2, 3, 4.
I didn't do it, Mr. Catcher.
5. That will teach you to steal from me.
Who's that young boy being walloped with the switch?
Why, that's me.
I'm sure you deserved it.
Why don't you believe me, sir?
Who else? It couldn't be your sweet sister Jen. It had to be you.
He always had it out for me and my sister. But Jen was the one who did do the pilfering. She loved books so much. We had so little. The few items she took meant so much to her, but really very little to him. I couldn't let her take his wrath.
You really loved your sister.
She's all I had. She died at such a young age. Look, Spirit! Jen! Oh, my dear sweet Jen. How I miss you so.
Ebenezer, I'm sorry. Can't keep getting in trouble for my crimes.
You deserve the best, Jen. He has so much and we have so little. He can afford to give us a little more, but he never does. He's the stingiest man I know.
Spirit, I'm ready to go. This is far too painful here. You brought me to a party at the Abraham Lincoln Hotel. Old Amos and his wife always did have the grandest Christmas events.
Tonight is no different. Why, Mr. Fenstermacher set you up in your first business, didn't he?
Yes.
And how did you repay him?
Josh Fenstermacher is about to speak.
Attention, everyone, attention. Quiet, please. Welcome to our holiday for Summerling. As you uns all know, it's 1878, and me and this little lady have shared many a Christmas Eve together. But one thing hasn't changed after all these years. I still love her. Very, very much.
Oh, Amos. And there's a lot of me to love. Well, I know I speak for both of us when I say that we are so grateful to have such devoted family, friends, and employees right here on God's green earth.
I hope you brought a hearty appetite. Tell them the menu, Mother.
On the menu tonight, we have schnitzel neck, corn chowder, shoe fly pie, pickled pig's feet, cha-cha, ring bologna, snickerdoodles, Cope's dried corn, potato filling, funnel cakes, scrapple, schmierkäse und Lottler, rhubarb sauce, and then we wash it all down with some homemade birch beer.
Let the fresserai begin.
Who's that fetching young maiden?
It's Isabel, Fenstermacher's niece, and my fiancée.
Well, this could get interesting.
What a beautiful night for a party. And you look ravishing.
Hold me. It's chilly in here.
I thought you'd never ask. I'll always love you.
My sweet Isabel.
Look at you, all googly-eyed. You were quite the romancer.
Not for very long. Sorry to interrupt. It's time to go. Let's get this done.
Can't this wait?
What is it, Ebenezer?
Don't interfere.
Don't speak to her that way. Dear Isabel, I guarantee I'll be back in a trice.
Hurry back to my side.
Ebenezer! Don't go. Stay with her.
Let's do this, Harley.
Oh, you fool. You idiot. Belsnickel, may we have a word with you about business?
Can it wait?
Oh, look. My old pal, the mayor. Scrooge will fill you in. Mayor, may I have a word?
Harley!
What's on your mind?
Just walk away, Ebenezer.
If this is about the money I owe you, you know I'm good for it. Now, you know that.
But, sir, you said that before.
You didn't mind taking my money for your first enterprise when you needed it.
Ebenezer, walk away.
Shut up, you pompous, arrogant old fool. I've tried all I can to stop this from blowing up in your face. Either you pay in full, or we will foreclose on your businesses, the opera house, and on your miserable, humdrum life.
Come on, get up, Fenstermacher. Stop making a scene. I didn't push you that hard.
Ebenezer,
get up.
Let go of my uncle right now.
Nothing wrong here, folks. Start up the music. Eat, drink, be merry.
Can we go?
Ebenezer, you need to see it all.
Some friend you are, Harley. You left me out there to dry.
The partners question your loyalties.
Well, did I pass the test?
With flying colors. I helped you with them. I can't help you with her.
What just happened?
This isn't a good time. It's business. It doesn't concern
What did you say to him?
Open up to her. She holds all the answers.
All you need to know is that your uncle had it coming to him. And what is done is done.
Here's what's coming to you. You're horrid. Take your ring back. I don't wish to see you again. Ever.
Go after her, you dolt. Well, Scrooge, my friend, I guess your ledgers will just have to keep you warm at night.
Leave me alone, Harley. Just leave me alone.
Ebenezer, you're such a poor, pitiful soul. Why didn't you try to talk to her? Square things up.
Once a man is blinded by his own ambition, that's all he ever sees.
Riches adorn the dwelling. Virtue adorns the person.
Jen, my sister, she used to say that.
Remember, any person capable of such real sorrow is capable of good as well.
Do you really think so, Spirit? Spirit? Where did she go? Where is she? Don't leave me. Spirit.
Grandpa, wake up.
What? Ach, lieber Donnerwetter.
Wake up, Grandpa, and finish telling us the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I must have dozed off.
Yeah, you owe us the end of that tale you were spinning.
It's no tale. It's all true.
Then finish it up. It's getting late. The kids have to get to bed.
Oh, the old meanie hadn't seen nothing yet. So, the frisky spook took Scrooge on a journey to show what he was missing that was right under his greedy little nose.
What? Where am I? I'm back in my bedroom. No, it's just a dream. Oh, I just want to sleep in peace. What? Oh no. That was the second bell. Maybe I'm not dreaming. No sign of the second spirit. Well, maybe they just figured it. I wasn't worth it. The time of day. What?
Oh, you're worth the time of day, Scroochy.
You must be the second spirit, right?
Yes, I'm the Spook of Christkindl Geckenvorts.
What in the hell is a Christkindl Geckenwort?
Jesus, boom, Scroochy. I'm the spirit of Christmas present. Otherwise, the Spook of Christkindl Geckenvorts.
My name's Ebenezer.
Scroochy, baby, you're all verunzeled. Well, skips do.
I don't speak Pennsylvania Dutch.
Cheese and crackers. It means what's going on.
How am I supposed to know? One minute I was sleeping peacefully, and the next moment I'm seeing spirits and going back to my horrid past in Reading.
But such a beautiful holiday glow once in.
Bah, humbug.
They told me you'd be wonderful cranky. Aye. Look what the clock makes. We've got lots to do.
Now, madam, I demand an explanation. And I demand it right now.
Just remember, Scroochie, a sheep that bleeps too much loses many a mouthful.
What?
Why are you such a botheration?
Because I hate Christmas. And I hate people. And I hate you.
Now, don't you get lippy with me, or I'll smack you a swift one over your mouth. Now, let me get a good look at you. Stop rooching around. I can't take you anywhere.
Off me.
Fix your hairs.
Stop that.
What have you got to be so miserable about? Why, you've got success, money, power.
It's power.
That's what I said. Power.
In spite of how poorly you pronounced it, that's the first intelligent thing you've said.
And yet you're sourer than an overwrought rhubarb pie. Most everybody is bad off.
What are you drinking from that large gold goblet of yours? Oh, why haven't you offered some to me?
Oh, you wouldn't want any of this.
What is it?
Why, it's the buttermilk of human kindness.
Is it good?
Delicious.
Leave some for me.
I don't think you're ready for it just yet.
Why not?
You have to be willing to put aside what you think you knows so that you might open up your head so you can get a new knowledge. Maybe if you were just a little more pleasant.
How pleasant do you expect me to be?
Sure. Have a sip.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, why, that is delicious.
Whoa, you're a little too willing.
That stuff packs quite a punch. Spirit, what was your name on earth when you were alive?
Edwina Goodykunz. My friends used to call me Eddie.
Well, Eddie...
I said my friends. We ain't just that close just yet.
Where are we going, then?
Hush it. We're here.
Spirit, why you bring me to the middle of nowhere?
There's a lot of somewhere in this nowhere.
I'm in a cornfield, in my night clothes. You can at least do me the courtesy of telling me where I am.
Look in the window and see for yourself.
All I see is a woman cooking.
Now, just wait a minute.
Oh, why did you bring me to the Cratchit household?
You'll see.
Hi, sweetie pie. Sorry we're late.
There you are. I was beginning to worry. I made a pot of sauerkraut especially for us.
My favorite.
And we're dining high on the hog tonight like those folks in Why Missing. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, our family's so grateful for the blessings you've bestowed upon us this Christmas. We have many things to be thankful for, and I now wish to offer up a special blessing to the person who's provided this bountiful dinner for us to enjoy. So let's all raise our glasses and toast to Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge.
What? Have you gone backwards in your mind?
Spirit, that toast, it was for me.
Mr. Scrooge, what did he do?
His money helped provide these many blessings.
You mean the money you earned for putting up with his shenanigans each day? Don't you remember? He was ready to foreclose on our house.
And don't you remember he gave me a second chance by giving me a job?
That's right.
$12 a week at 25 cents an hour, with not a penny raise in 4 years. You call that a blessing?
It's not his fault there's a depression going on. He's not responsible for that.
That's telling her, Cratchit.
He may not be responsible for the depression, but he is responsible for making money off our bad luck. I wish he was here to see the squalor his riches has allowed us to live in. I just want to give him a piece of my Dutch mind.
Martha, sweetie pie, it's Christmas. Now, if we can't be thankful at this time of the year, when will we ever be? Now, what about our 2 wonderful children?
But, Bob, we don't have nothing for them. And Tim, what kind of Christmas can it be with no presents?
They don't have presents.
How do you think they'd pay for them? Why, they barely have enough to put food on the table.
Well, at least Santa's still coming.
That's right, Tim.
You tell them.
Tiny Tim, Sissy, well, Santa's down on his luck, too. The depression's even reached the North Pole. Well, I'm afraid he probably won't be making it to our house this year.
That's because he's taking whatever toys he has to the children that need them much more than we do?
Yes, Tim. That's right. Santa's helping those who are really down in the dumps this Christmas. Martha?
I have to apologize, kids, for being so rude about Mr. Scrooge. I always get a little sad around the holidays. I miss my mom and pop, so God rest their souls.
Mama, you still have us.
Yeah, Mama. We're not going anywhere.
Let's toast the stingy old miser to Ebenezer Scrooge. Wherever he is this eve, may he be given all the love and blessings we are so fortunate to have.
And God bless us. Everyone.
Spirit, it seems the boy, is he making a recovery from the polio?
It's his power of positive thinking that's making the difference.
What do you mean?
Why do you care?
Please, just tell me.
Well, he has made some progress, but he is still wonderful sick.
But medical science has made great strides in just a few short years.
Surely they have. But that's good for those that have the wherewithal. But the Cratchits just don't.
So, is the boy going to die?
I'm the ghost of Christmas present, Ebenezer. I don't foresee the future. All we have is right now to do the next right thing. But nothing changes until something changes. I guess one can assume that things can only get worse if they are not made right today.
Spirit, I've had enough. Please, let this old man go home to his bed.
I'm sorry, Ebenezer. There's one more thing that you need to see. Grab my robe.
So wonderful.
Thanks for the early Christmas gift, Harry. I can't believe we finally have a radio. Look how it brings everyone together. I love you.
I love you too.
You've brought me to my nephew's Christmas Day get-together?
No, it's still Christmas Eve.
I wasn't invited to this party.
Would you have come?
No.
Well, then shut your pie hole.
This is Chick Runkle with WEEU Radio in beautiful downtown Reading with our special Christmas Eve holiday music. In the news, the effects of the Depression are even more evident this Christmas as the Salvation Army gears up to feed tens of thousands of the poor and destitute tomorrow. Most people were in good spirits today as they shopped for some last-minute gifts. But you could see that our bleak economic climate has settled itself into the cold winter's air, and it looks as if it will remain for a good long time. Our president offered a word of hope to our country during this annual Christmas Eve address, reminding us
that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. You could learn a thing or two from that great man.
Damned Democrat.
Turn it down for now, darling. It would be nice to have one day where we don't hear about what a mess this country is in.
FDR's making some strides with his New Deal.
Social Security. Bah, humbug.
It just doesn't seem to be quick enough. My family's finances are holding on by a thread, and my retail sales were the lowest they've ever been.
We'll come out of this, young man.
Harry, I've been meaning to ask, how's your Uncle Scrooge doing?
He's just as cantankerous as ever.
Is he coming to Christmas dinner this year?
I invited him, but I'm sure he won't show.
He'll be missing a hell of a good spread, right, Bev?
I'm sorry to break up these festivities, but we only have a bit of time before the midnight service at Atonement Lutheran. Before we go, I would like to propose a toast. Please raise a glass to those less fortunate than we are, to yourselves as well, and to my dear uncle, Ebenezer. May he find the true meaning of Christmas tonight and realize that there are those who love him.
Harry made a toast to me.
You can't be serious.
What does she mean? He can't be serious.
A toast to your uncle. You must be joking.
I'm not. Underneath that chiseled demeanor of abhorrence, abomination, and contempt lies a man of goodness and love.
He speaks the truth.
Scrooge scares me.
At first I was scared of him too. When you take the time and look deep into his eyes, you can truly see a kind-hearted soul.
That was so nice of Helen to say.
No matter how crotchety he can be, he's still a human being with feelings. He's the only family I have left.
Uncle Ebenezer deserves our compassion.
I may have misjudged that young lady.
So come on, let's all raise our glasses to Ebenezer Scrooge.
The stingiest man in Berks County.
No, to a man who lost his way on this journey we call life. And we owe it to the old fellow to do what we can to help him find his way back again. Now let's get to church.
Spirit, Harry really does love me.
Well, why wouldn't he? Not everybody has a heart of stone like you, Ebenezer.
Why haven't I been more supportive of him?
Well, we grow too soon old and too late smart.
I hate me, and I hate life.
You uns don't mean that. You ain't that bad. As the saying goes, the pie is all, but there's cake yet. As my dear mama used to say, alles is Derek Unera.
What does that mean?
I think you need to figure it out for yourself.
Can't you just tell me, Spirit?
Stop with this spirit stuff. You can call me Eddie.
Did you say I can call you Eddie? Oh, but you only let your friends call you Eddie. Oh, Eddie? Eddie, where did you go? Eddie, Spirit, figure what out for myself? I don't speak German. Oh, she's gone. I'm alone again. Bless my soul. What have I become? I've become the thing I feared most. I'm numb to life's simple pleasures. I'm barely human, just as dry as day-old toast. I'm a pallid, frightful ghost of a man. Belsnickel, no! Why have you come forth? I've suffered your wrath in my youth. Please, don't make me endure it in my senescence. Belsnickel, where are you taking me? Why are you taking me to a cemetery? I don't want to go there. Please. What's this? Whose tombstone are you pointing to? I can't see the name. Let me wipe away the snow. Oh, dear. Tim Cratchit. It says Tim Cratchit. Spirit. Where's young Tim? He's not dead. Did I contribute to his death? Why didn't I help the Cratchits pay for an operation for young Tim? Because I'm a selfish, self-centered, egocentric miser who only thinks about himself. What a fool I've been. I could have done so much for so many, and I did nothing. But please, Spirit, allow me a second chance. Now where are you taking me? My tomb? Is that for me, Belsnickel? Is that my grave? No, please, Spirit, I beg of you. What's the etching on that tomb? Spirit, it says, alles ist Derek Unera. That's the old German phrase the other Spirit told me. But what does it mean? What does it mean? I don't want to die. No, please, I don't want to die. Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been. Why show me this if I am past all hope? No, good Spirit, assure me that I may change these shadows you have shown me. I will honor Christmas in my heart. I'll try to keep it all the year. I'll not shut out the lessons that the spirits have taught me. Oh, tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Please, Spirit, help me. Don't leave me here to rot. Please, someone help me. Please, someone help me. I'm not the man I was. I'm not the man I was. Please, Belsnickel, stop. No! What? What's going on? Oh, I'm back in my bed. I'm not dead. This is my room. This is my bed. My walls. I'm alive. Could it have happened? Perhaps. Maybe not. Who knows? No, I created my own hell on this earth. But I've been given the glorious gift of a second chance. Look at those wonderful boys and girls. Oh, they're having so much fun.
Hey, you old coot. Open up. I have a delivery for you.
You seem like a very smart boy. What day is it, son?
Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
The spirits did it all in one night. Oh, Christmas Day. Thank you, Harley.
My name's not Harley. It's Tiffy.
Tiffy. Oh, enchanting. Tiffy, I'm alive.
You're off your rocker, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, yes. Completely.
We better get out of here.
Wait. No. Oh, boys, here's a bunch of money for all of you.
He may be out of his mind, but I like it.
And Tiffy?
Yes, sir?
Have you seen the prize turkey they have in the butcher window?
You mean the one that's bigger than me, sir?
That's the one. Exceptional boy, enchanting, remarkable. Is it still there?
Sure is, sir.
Go wake up the butcher. Buy it for me. Have him wrap it up. Put it on that broken-down sled of yours. Here's $10.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes. And when you complete that task, I'll give you another $1. No. I'll give you $5 more. Oh, and I'll buy you a whole brand new sledge.
Gee, thank you, sir.
You delightful boy. Now, what can be in this package? No one ever sends me anything. Oh, there's a card. What does it say?
Merry Christmas. And always remember, alles ist Derica Uner, which means...
Everything is through each other. That's right, Eddie. Wherever you are.
Now open your present once.
It's from the Three Spirits gift shop on North 9th Street. Oh, it's a nasty old Belsnickel. There's an inscription on it. You have nothing to fear.
But fear itself.
That's right, Eddie. It was you who saved a wretch like me. You're the best friend an old Scrooge could ever have.
I think I'm gonna spritz.
Get ready, Berks County. It's time to meet a brand spanking new Ebenezer Scrooge. Merry Christmas, Cratchit family.
Bobby!
Are you here to fire me, Mr. Scrooge?
I'm going to promote you. And on the first of the year, you're getting a huge raise.
Really, Mr. Scrooge?
Why, it's a miracle!
Yes, my dear lady. First, I'm ripping up your mortgage. And then tomorrow, we're all off on a shopping spree. I hope you two children like lots of toys.
We love lots of toys, Uncle Ebenezer.
And Bob and Martha, I'm getting Tim the best treatment possible. He's going to go to the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Warm Springs Institute for Polio Rehabilitation. Together, we're going to beat this.
Lord in heaven, Mr. Scrooge, please stay for the day.
Thank you, my dear. But I'm off to my nephew Harry's. I'm going to have Christmas dinner with he and his lovely wife and their wonderful friends. Of course, he doesn't know that yet.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
And a Merry Christmas, Bob.
Uncle Ebenezer, you're here.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Harry, Helen, I hope there's still room at your table for a cantankerous old codger like me.
Uncle Ebenezer, you're always welcome.
Can you forgive this old fool?
Yes, Uncle. Of course I can.
Well then, when's dinner? I'm starving.
It'll be right up, Uncle.
That was a great story, Grandpa.
It was wonderful, Grandpa.
Did Mr. Scrooge stay happy?
Oh, yes, he stayed very happy. Till the day he died, he did so much for so many. On his tombstone, it reads, Alice ist Derek Unera, which means everything is through each other. So,
Merry Christmas!
And God bless us, everyone.
Thank you for listening to a PA Dutch version of the Charles Dickens classic A Christmas Carol, The Belsnickel Scrooge, a presentation of Genesius Theater of Reading, Pennsylvania. Directed, produced, and written by L.J. Fetcho. Audio recording, mixing, and editing services provided by Jordan Baylor of Go2997.com. The Belsnickel Scrooge is sponsored by Fetcho Productions, the West Reading Love Team, Tina's Salon and Spa, United Artists Salon and Spa, Derek Sheldon of Difference, Justin Borst Jewelers, Moonlight Winery, and Rhodes Limo Service. The voice of Ebenezer Scrooge was played by Vicky Nunes. Grandpop Lambert Sternberg in the Apple Cellar was played by J. Nathan Oswell. The voice of the Ghost of Christmas Present and Mrs. Fenstermacher was Diane Smith. Bob Cratchit, Dad, Mr. Catcher, Mr. Fenstermacher was James Haggerty. Martha Cratchit, Mom, Beverly, and the Ghost of Christmas Past was Kelly Schmale. Tiny Tim Cratchit, Young Boy, and Tiffy was played by Ben Spadesh. Kathy Cratchit, Beggar Woman, and Teen Girl was played by Brianna Christie. The voice of Jacob Harley, Young Harley, and Lawrence was played by Caleb Anthony. Sammy Boskov and Young Scrooge was played by Joe Swaggerty. Harry and Young Ebby was Drew Boardman. And Jen, Isabel, and Helen was played by Julia Elberfeld. And I'm Jordan Baylor, thanking you again for listening and wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone.
Can a musical instrument change the life of a child? The Reading Musical Foundation knows it can. Musicianship teaches children important life skills like teamwork, determination, discipline, self-esteem, and precision. Research studies confirm the enhancement of academic and social performance when children participate in their school's instrument or choral program. Music matters. Help to make a difference in your community by supporting the work of the Reading Musical Foundation.
Hello, this is WEEU's Dave Klein, and you're listening to WEEU's Holiday Festival of Sound. Next up, we're going to hear a selection from the Fleetwood High School Band. They're absolutely excellent, and their administration is totally dedicated to keeping music in the schools. Here they are performing for you a Celtic carol.
Did you know that the Reading Musical Foundation advocates for music education in our area school districts? RMF works with parents, teachers, and local advocates to voice the importance of music education in our schools. Using the platform that music has curricular value in academics, cross-curricular value in its application to other subjects, as well as building lifelong skills like teamwork and discipline, RMF shows that the cost of a quality music education is far less than the alternative. Music matters. Help to make a difference in your community by supporting the work of the Reading Musical Foundation.